Halloween Kills. Okay, we're gonna. It just dawned on me this week that Halloween Kills is exactly 6 months away. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. It's crazy, and in 6 months, I think it's gonna fly by just like that. And just think back to what you thought about when it was announced that Halloween Kills was delayed. Everybody, they hung their head low, and it just seems like I think that's the thing too. It's like disheartening because we constantly keep getting bad news about this movie, about Halloween Kills, for one reason or another. The big reason is, of course, the pandemic. But, it's going to happen. We know that Jason Blum has said it's coming this year, come hell or high water. And you know what? It seems like things are getting better because of the vaccine. Everybody's trying to, like, how many of you guys have gotten the vaccine? Any of you guys, have you gotten the vaccine? I remember last time I asked, there was very few of you that have gotten it. And because of where I work, I was able to get it like quite a few months ago. I still wear my mask at work, but yeah, I'm glad I don't worry about it as much now that I have the vaccine. So we know we're getting Halloween Kills by this October. So my question for you guys is, and this is just kind of a little discussion, Halloween Kills discussion with you guys. We know that it's going to come to the theater. If theaters are in your area, if they're open, they're going to show Halloween Kills. How many of you guys will go to the theater to see this if you have the option to see it? Because it'll probably be on streaming too at your house. You could watch it from the comfort of your couch. So what are you guys going to do? Are you guys going to go to the theater? Or are you going to just rent it at your house? Get your popcorn with your family. There's no wrong answer. You just got, some people, they don't really need to see this in the theater. I'm curious, what are you guys going to do? Are you guys going to go to the theater? I have to see this in the theater. A couple reasons. One, I just like seeing my boy Myers on the big screen. There's just something, more than any other franchise, there's just something about seeing Myers on the big screen that just it gets my goose bob, there's just it's unlike any other experience. Just hearing that pronounced breathing, like I saw the first one in the theater finally twice. I saw it a couple years ago, like 2015 I saw it in the theater, and then a couple years ago I saw it in the theater again. As a matter of fact, I covered that. If you go to my playlist, it's called Road to Halloween 2018. I did a video on each movie in the franchise, not a review. I was thinking outside the box. What can I do that's not a review, but just talk about, each movie in the franchise every day leading up to the release of Halloween 2018. For example, for the first movie, I said I'm going to document my trip to the theater. So if you go on my channel, you go to my playlist, Road to Halloween 2018, you can see me going to the theater, and I share that experience with you. For the second movie, okay, now what can I do for this movie? I know, I'll do a D-Watch and talk about the TV cut. So if you look at that video, that's me talking about the TV cut of Halloween 2. And did you guys know that there are over 80 differences between the theatrical cut and the TV cut of Halloween 2? I shit you not. It is a very different movie in tone and feel. And it's kind of funny. Like it's all over. It's like you can tell they cut and pasted a lot of the freaking music cues in it. But yeah, that's what I did. So my point was, I had to burp. My point was, seeing a Halloween movie in the theater, I don't know, it is something amazing about it. Just hearing his breathing, all that stuff, it's great. So I'm definitely going to go see it in the theater. Felix says, I'm going to watch it in my laptop when it comes out in the movie online. I just have to be honest. Well, I'm glad you're being honest, Felix. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want to put your freaking speakers, your headphones on and watch it from your laptop, go for it, man. Have at it. That's awesome. George Hellman says, if I can watch Godzilla vs. Kong in a theater, I can watch Halloween. I will watch Halloween. Yeah, Godzilla vs. Kong was amazing in the theater, by the way. Erica says, getting my second vaccine tomorrow for seeing me in the theater watching H Kills after so long without the theater. Yeah, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting for sure. Let me look at my notes here. I did take down some notes about H Kills. Surprises marketing wise. Will there be any surprises to come marketing wise? What do we need before this movie comes out? We know we're going to see a poster, and we know we're going to see at least one trailer, probably two trailers. I'm thinking we'll get the poster. I'm thinking probably around like May or June, you know, and these aren't even like educated guesses. I don't know. I'm just going by what usually happens, and kind of comparing it to Halloween 2018. So, are you guys looking forward to that trailer? Because like Beth's one of those people. She doesn't want to watch a trailer. I don't even know if she'll look at the poster. I think if the poster comes out, Beth's gonna be like this at her computer, just in case like a freaking Halloween Kills poster pops up, maybe an ad or something like that. She's gonna be like, not looking. I'm kind of that way with spoilers too, but I know for a fact I'm gonna have to watch that trailer. But hopefully I can make myself not watch the second trailer and just watch the first trailer. You know, because one thing I will admit about Halloween 2018 is, my God, they spoiled everything with those freaking trailers. And I fell for it hook, line, and sinker like a dumbass. I wish I wouldn't have. I wish I wouldn't have watched the first trailer, because they did give away a lot in the first trailer too. I still think it was a great trailer. Don't get me wrong. I mean, that's probably one of the best trailers I had seen in a while. And it doesn't hurt that I'm a Halloween fanatic. But yeah, so we're going to get a poster. I'm thinking the marketing is going to ramp up quite a bit too. We're going to see a lot more interviews with Jamie Lee Curtis. I think it's going to be scary because we might see some spoilers leaking out. You know, all this usual stuff that happens on a big movie like this. Godzilla vs. Kong was pretty eye-opening to people in terms of box office, because that movie almost made as much as King of the Monsters, which was out under normal circumstances. There was no pandemic. Think about that. That's crazy. Like, you literally had the option to watch Godzilla vs. Kong at home on HBO Max on day and date of release. And people went to the theater. And, you know, I think that's a good sign for movie theaters. It's sad that some movie theaters are closing. I saw that. But I think once we're back in full swing, I think people are going to be itching to go back to the theaters for certain movies. Not everything. One lesson that might be learned from all this is I think the movies that do good are going to do great at the theaters. And I think there's going to be a lot of movies that are going to suffer because we've gotten used to not going to the theaters. So I think, you know, in terms of, let's say we see 50 movies in a year. Before pandemic, we might have went and seen at least, 40% of those movies in the theater. Lessons learned after the pandemic, out of those 50 movies, we might go see 10 of those movies in the theater, you know? So, Halloween Kills will definitely be one of them, though, I think, you know? Let me check and see what my other notes are on Halloween Kills, okay? Because I don't have any, like, news or anything, because everything's out there now, you know? Everything is out there. One thing I did want to bring up is Halloween fatigue before the release. Another question for you guys. Do any of you already feel Halloween Kills fatigue and you haven't even seen the movie yet? You know, I think that's a legit question. Are you at the point where just because it's been so damn long, we had that damn test screening that happened, and the distance between that test screening to the time the movie finally fucking releases, there might be a little bit of fatigue. There might be like, by the time the movie comes out, there might be somebody be like, thank God we can finally just get this over with, you know, and press forward to Halloween Ends. I'm not going to admit I feel a little bit of that myself. I'm tired of talking about it, and I want to see it. You know? So I think a lot of you can probably relate to that. It's a very unique circumstance, you know, the pandemic. Because most of the time, there is a specific amount of time, marketing-wise, to get to the release of a movie. And it's usually just months, you know? Because you don't want to stretch it out for too long. You don't want to X-Men this thing like they did with New Mutants. You see what happened with that? I mean, that freaking was years. So by the time the movie came out, it was just like, wow, this thing is finally here. Jesus. So, Red Rusty says, that's because you guys can't stop watching trailers, promos, pre-screening stuff. Stop doing that. Good point, but let's think about this. There's literally like just a teaser out there for this movie that show. I mean, you can frame by frame it and you can get a little bit of information out of there, but still, up to this point, visually, we don't know much at all, you know, about this movie. You know, yeah, there's a script out there which I will never read, but visually, there's still a lot of surprises that can be had with this movie and probably will be had. I think that's the Band-Aid ripping off. I think once the movie's finally out, we all go see it. It'll be like this big sigh of relief, but also it'll be like this, wow, that was fucking amazing. Did you see Halloween Kills? Wasn't that insane? Remember that scene where that guy fell from the helicopter and he turned around and he's like shooting up in the helicopter, and then you got Myers on the parachute? You know, shit like that. It's going to be like, people are going to, you know, it's going to be just like a purging. Like, people are going to be like freaking out. Finally, this movie's out and we can talk about it, and it'll be like Justice League, you know? I'm hoping that's the reaction. It sounds like that's going to be the reaction. It sounds like this movie's going to be amazing from what I've heard. So, yeah. I mean, when you got John Carpenter himself, by the way, John Carpenter's not the type of guy to go out and just, you know, say everything's great. He's not that type of person at all. I mean, he didn't even like mention anything about the franchise for the longest time. So when you got John Carpenter saying this is like a freaking slasher movie on steroids. Yeah, and I got a little note there for ends. Like, and if you remember, like, I think it was last week, I gave you guys a little ends update straight from the man himself, James Jude Courtney. And we know that they're going to start shooting ends at the end of the year or the beginning of next year. And if my track record serves me right, these movies take like a month to shoot. So I think we're going to see ends October of next year. I'd be shocked if they wait 2 years for ends. Just because it can totally be done time-wise. You know? If they get this thing shot even as late as like April, they can have the movie out by October. Easily. So, you know. Mark my words. I'm telling you, I'm thinking we're going to see ends in 2022. I really am. Because I think, too, they're like, okay, let's get this thing done, you know? Let's get this trilogy out there. Movie Maniac says, Halloween Kills is going to suck all the oxygen out of the room, and I can't wait. I love that. He had me in the first. Beth S. says, 2 years in a row? Wouldn't that be the same problem they had with 4 and 5 back-to-back? Yeah, you're right, it would. But the difference is, Beth, that they didn't really have a script in mind for 5. They just jumped the gun because of the success of Halloween 4. You know? Whereas in this situation, they, I think, even from the beginning, had an idea of a complete trilogy. It's kind of like Lord of the Rings. And to compare those two, I know you couldn't think of any two properties that are more different. But I'm just using Lord of the Rings as an example. They had a trajectory for that trilogy. And so they were able to put them out one after the other after the other. And I think that's the situation they have here. The script's already written. It's already there. So I have faith that if they put that out in 2022, there's still a good chance it could be a great movie because they already have a trajectory. You know, I believe in Harvey Dent. Let me. You know how I love show and tell. Okay, so I got one more thing I wanted to show you guys. I was listening to this today. You guys know how much I love Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, right? today was the day that I finally cracked open this. This is beautiful. Like, wow, this is so, like, the soundtrack itself is amazing. Here's what the disc looks like. Hold on. Okay, yeah, I said disc, and I had my fingers on the vinyl, so I committed 2 crimes already. But yeah, that's the vinyl. I know Beth's got this. I think Destiny's got this. Any of you other guys got this? But this was the first time I actually opened the pack. I mean, it's just this matted finish. It is so nice. It's really nice. And Chud's Corner, oh Lord, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is right, brother. It's awesome. It's amazing. You don't understand. Okay, you don't understand, all right? So go get in the corner right now. Chud, get in the corner because you don't understand the genius that is this fucking movie, okay? Now, if you don't like it, that's fine. Look at this. The back, we got freaking Laurie Strode with the mask on, which there are fan theories out there about this movie. That the theatrical cut, there's a fan theory that Laurie is the killer. And Michael is like in her mind. Michael actually died in Rob Zombie's Halloween 1. And then Halloween 2, she is completely insane. As a matter of fact, there's some liner notes that Rob Zombie himself wrote inside this just recently about the movie, and reading it, it kind of like, not really opened my eyes because my eyes were already open to the movie, but for those that don't like the movie, I think if you get this, if you read those liner notes, at least you'll get a little bit of what was Rob Zombie's thought process. But I had to show you guys this. This is insane. Look at this. I mean, this is why people get obsessed with vinyl, okay? The detail, I mean, the artwork, everything, you don't get this digitally, and you probably won't get this in a CD, not to this level. But, I mean, wow. This made me want to watch the movie again. It was just amazing. But, man, this album, love all the songs. I don't even think you'll find the Halloween theme on this album. Let me see. Let me look over here. But it's like one of those albums, like between each song, you get a little snippet, little audio snippet from the movie. And it kind of keeps you in the vibe of the movie as you're listening to it. But, yeah, you got Moody Blues, 10cc, Scream, MC5, Rod Stewart, Motorhead, John 5, Captain Clegg and the Night Creatures, two songs by them, Foghat, Void, Nan Vernon, and Tyler Bates. And I don't see Halloween theme anywhere in here, okay? But yeah, I can't recommend this album enough.